higher vibrations, and so are you. And I am so excited to welcome Guardian again. Guardian, how are you?
Hey. Hey, good evening to everyone. For people joining from the other side of the world, it's great to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, of course. It's really cool that it worked out the way that it did. We were just kind of starting to talk about some of these energies that we've been feeling
Oh, yeah.
today. And do you want to go into that a little bit? Because I'm sure a lot of people tuning in are going to be asking about this.
Okay. Well, it's not just today. Like in the past few weeks, I know, we experienced this like super hectic energy of like many things happening on all fronts, and like you can't keep up with the simple things in life because just like so much is like coming in, like and happening all at once.
Right.
Sleep has been kind of erratic too, at least on our end. Not sure
Yeah.
about you guys, but yeah, like sleep has been a bit all over the place. Like
Yeah.
many vivid experiences and like weird shit happening during the night.
Yeah.
It doesn't,
Yeah.
I don't feel that it like makes sense or is trying to reflect anything. I guess it's just like the moon and like the energetics are like bringing up these weird subconscious things in our mind while we're sleeping. So, yeah.
Hmm.
Not very relaxing, but trying to keep up with the things that are happening. And also trying to balance it out with some well earned rest and self care, which I'm still learning.
It's hard to remember that it's okay to take care of yourself. We've been conditioned,
Yeah.
so many of us have been conditioned to think that there's something wrong with that, like selfish, even, and letting yourself be in this playful state. Which, by the way, your coffee mug came up at the perfect time of saying that, being in a playful state. Like, even like almost 7 foot man from Transylvania, you know, has a cute little puppy coffee mug. Your audio's off.
Yeah. Like this was the first one available when I opened the door. So
Right on. Well,
I
good for
didn't
you.
take a look. Yeah.
So, I wanted to echo some of what you said, uh, especially the sleep thing. I've had such erratic sleep experiences the past couple of days that, like, I've done a whole 180. When I was going to bed about 4:30, now I'm waking up about that time. Like, and nothing happened. Like, usually something where my sleeping schedule will change so abruptly and so extremely. Excuse me. Usually there's some reason for that. Like, I've overexhausted myself or something. No, dude, I just don't. I'm just in a different schedule now. And then the amount of activity that we're having in the sleep state is remarkable. You know, I I'm fatigued, or at least tired enough that I feel like I can go to sleep just about all of the day, but I'm just awake enough that I'm not going to do it. I stay motivated and busy, right?
Yeah. I can totally relate to I could go to sleep at any point of the day.
Yeah. So, have you been following the measurements of what's happening?
No.
Okay, well, there's some things, but like one of them, we got a pretty good size M. It was an M class flare, but as it left the sun, the amount of plasma that spewed off of it was incredibly remarkable. And from what I understood, we were meant to get um, like the impact of that about a couple of hours ago. Like maybe 10 or 12 hours ago. I haven't actually been able to find it because I haven't taken the time to look. But I, um, all of my stuff is all messed up right now. I can't find anything, guys, because I'm using a different device now, and so like I'm all. However, on top of that, the Schumann resonance has been being all kinds of crazy. We're in the middle of we're like there's 1 day left of the 10 days of galactic portals that we've been in, and then right today, right now, the moon and Saturn is conjunction, but then tomorrow we got like 2 Cazimis. Okay, they're probably not really Cazimis. One of them is though. A Cazimi is um, a excuse me, it's a solar conjunction of I forgot the word right now. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. My vocabulary is completely gone. Um, anyway, that's how we have a Mercury Cazimi conjunction of Moon and Mars, and Ceres has a solar conjunction as well as Venus being at perihelion, and that's the peak of the 10 days of galactic portals. So we got all this stuff going on, and then we had that really interesting kind of soft release of all the information or files regarding like UFOs and ETs and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
So
I checked some of that out.
planet. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's super not important. So it's like we kind of already knew all of that. So
Right.
it's basically some people say it's like a nothing burger again,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean we kind of already knew these stuff anyways. But yeah, like, it's nice that they're confirming what we already know. Also, like there are a lot of like old documentations, like from the 20s, 30s, and 40s too.
Mhm.
So mostly old stuff and some newer things, but like nothing conclusive or like groundbreaking. It's just like, well, yeah, we took some observations and we couldn't really land on like what it was exactly and things like that.
Right. Right. But I
It's
mean,
something.
yeah, I didn't expect it to be big. That's what Spirit even told me. I was annoyed by the first time back in 2020. Like everybody who were like telling me that I was crazy for thinking these things were so okay with it. It was so normal for them. It was regular information. They're like, yeah, we know. It's like, what do you mean you know? You're the one that signed the slip telling them that I needed to be in lockdown. Like back when I was a teenager. And like, but that's the same thing that's gonna happen this time too. It's not meant to be hectic or surprising or scary. It's just supposed to be like, oh yeah, it's a side note. We've been doing disclosure. Disclosure didn't need to be done by someone outside of us, and they know that. Quickly before I miss this, I want to let you know. So I got a Rocco says sent an email to book an appointment. I actually just responded to you. So please look for my response. If you didn't see that, please email me again. By the way, and to add to this, guys, I've been having a lot of conversations and correspondences through email lately. So if your email's gotten lost, please just send it again. I don't mean to ask you to over effort here, but if you would just send it again to get it to the top so I can address it and not miss you, I would really appreciate that. Thank you. So what do you think is supposed to come from disclosure, from them telling us about these things, like for at least releasing these files? Like, what, if anything, do you expect to be a result of this?
Yeah, like I think they're just like warming regular people up to the things that were already here. Because like yeah, like it's a pretty deep topic, and like for generations, like they've been stating the opposite of it, like it's not real, just woo woo, and like crazy people only believe in this. And now they're saying, hey, like it's actually real and it's weird. But yeah, like they can't really go into the details of like, hey, like we have extraterrestrial craft visiting us and they like come and go as they please. We can't do anything about it. I mean, they probably can now, but of course they can't do anything about the higher dimensional ones. So also like they visit people in their homes and do weird stuff. Like weird stuff happen and like, oh my god, then that means we're not safe because like the government can't do anything about it. But yeah, I mean they can in certain levels, but yeah, like they can't do anything about the higher dimensional ones, that's for sure. So
right. And as we've seen over and over again, the ones that you're talking about they can't do anything about tend to be the ones that are most noticed. They hang out around like reactors and like, you
Yeah,
know,
like play along with missile launches and
right,
things like that. Yeah, like
exactly.
they also disclosed like during the Cold War that they almost launched quite a few times a few nuclear missiles. Then like before the last second, they like pew, everything just powered down afterwards.
Yeah, I've
Everyone was
read
like
too.
running crazy, like, "Oh my god, the missiles are launching and we can't do anything." And okay, like they almost launched and just okay,
Yeah,
everything's shut down. They were like teaching a lesson, like don't play around with fire, kids.
right. It's always so reassuring to know that, though, you know. And then a lot of the ones that people that I've been talking to have noticed them. They've been seeing these vessels. Most of the time, they're hanging out just above cell towers, like they're just hovering right above the cell towers. And like I've seen examples of it where they show it, and then they put on a filter or they take off the filter, and then you can see something there, but you can't see what it is. Oh, what it is they put the nighttime thing on their phone, so you can actually see it because it's in like some type of like camouflage. But isn't that? And they're usually just right above the cell phone towers, like maybe making it less gross or disruptive to us, whatever's coming off of that stuff.
I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
like the weird thing is like I'm very much connected or into this whole thing. So, but I was like never intrigued or interested by seeing craft or
I know. I know.
witnessing these things. Like for me, is like so strange. Like like people are fascinated by like, oh, have you seen this footage of this weird aerial phenomenon? And I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe it's just me. Maybe.
Everybody's, yeah, some people really dig it. I don't. I mean, I remember thinking it was exciting the first few times, for sure. The first few
I mean,
times it
I've
was like,
seen stuff
whoa.
too. Like in the beginning, I've seen some weird stuff, like in up in the night sky or during the night too. But maybe after a few occasions, they were like, "He doesn't even give a shit," and we're like, "We just stopped trying afterwards."
Right. You know, same. Yeah. I mean, I'll have other types of things happen where I'm actually talking to them, or
Mhm.
I join them in their vessel, whether I really plan to or not. It's just kind of like that's how it works. And often, I don't know if I could say that it's. I'm sure that there's also me physically present, though most of the time, it's like I'm in some type of a deep meditation. I'm deep in trance. Uh, Often, like it could be considered somewhere between astral projection and remote viewing.
Mhm.
Carmen's always first.
Hey, it's Carmen. Hey, we just talked a few days ago or last week. Linear
Carmen's
time is
always.
very fuzzy.
Yeah, Carmen is has actually. I think he was my 14th subscriber.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, it's been fun having Carmen around. I've missed him. He's been coming back lately. Um, I have a question. Someone had mentioned something. Um, this is something I really resonate with. 64 and 46 says, I've been in a dream within a dream. I haven't had one of those in years. I really relate to this comment. Like the otherworldly, I've been trying to explain what it feels like. This, this is what I'm talking about. I've been feeling like this lately. Have you been feeling like that too? Or like it feels like you don't really know where gravity is, but it's like, and it feels like you're living in a perpetual deja vu. Do you know what I'm talking about, Guardian?
Yeah, like I haven't had it recently, but yeah, I definitely had those weird experiences too of like thinking that like I'm awake, then realizing that hey, like I was laying on my back all the time. I mean, like I was sleeping in bed all the time, but
Yeah.
still like I was doing things in the house or had this. I mean, I was convinced that I'm awake and I'm doing stuff around the house. And of course, weird stuff happened during, because like when you're like your body is sleeping and you're like out of it and like traveling or doing things with your astral body, then you're perceiving a lot more. So weird stuff can happen.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was completely convinced that I'm awake or I'm not in my bed. And after the things that need to happen, I was just like, I'm like, wow, like I was laying in bed and I'm like, wow, like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
very strange. Yeah. And also, like, regarding with the ET experiences, like, yeah, like I'm not sure, just as you said, like, some of them may be physical. I'm not sure.
Right.
Because, like, I mean, I know if I'm meditating, then I'm just projecting a part of me somewhere else. Like that's
Right.
very clear. But like during the night, like some feel very physical and they have like a very tangible nature to them. Maybe that's just astral too. I'm not sure. And maybe some of it is physical.
Right.
Like I had like experiences like floating in outer space, which is really cool. Like you could definitely try that.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. It is.
Yeah, like I had like weird experiences like changing ships in outer space, which was very interesting. Like we went from I mean, like we have to like ditch one craft for the other, and like while we were like between the two, like there was no gravity. But I'm not sure. Like I guess it was like a field around the two ships or something, because like we didn't have anything on us. Like we were just like
Yeah.
floating in space as we are right now. And I know like when I boarded the other one and I like had to like go through like a shaft, like on a ladder to like reach the upper levels. And I know like it was like I was pressed against the walls. I know like, yeah, like this thing was not built for me. I was like this, like the walls were like constraining me. I was just like climbing somehow up. And when I like reached the end of the ladder, there were just like two big eyes like looking at me, and then I like woke up in that moment.
Wow.
But yeah, like they all have this very strange, like tangible experience or like aspect to them too. So I'm not sure if it's astral or not, but they're very real.
Wow. That's interesting that you described that, because that's something similar to what they've have me been doing have been having me do lately. It's they called it the Lumerian Crystal Temple or Cathedral. I can't remember, but it's a lighthouse. And as we ascend the staircase, the higher up we go, we're like plate bearers, and we have these like plates that have lights on them, and they swirl and do changing things and stuff. Um, well, as we ascend the staircase, it's like it's 1, 2, 3. It's um, we're choosing to bring up the frequency. That's in a lot of ways is transcendence, from what I
Mhm.
understand, as we're doing it. It's kind of cool that you mentioned that's exactly what this is just a couple of days ago. We were doing this, so it's just fascinating that you brought that up. And it goes along the perfect. It was guided meditations that I was being channeled to speak. So, and this was recorded like 2 or 3 days ago. I don't remember it anymore. I don't even know what day it is. Is it Wednesday? I think it's Wednesday. I can't tell.
Linear time has been very unreliable lately,
It has, but
or
it's
at
so
least
crazy.
our sense of linear time. Yeah.
Friend has a really interesting. She says, "I have been dreaming in layers too. It's layered, all happening at once. That's why it's so weird, multi-dimensional dreaming, layered dreaming. It's just like that. Have you ever seen that movie Inception?
Yeah, I know of it. Yeah. I've
Yeah,
seen half the movie, but never managed to finish it.
it's one of those movies that I can't go back and watch it anymore. Like it just doesn't have the frequency behind it doesn't line up with me. But um, anyway, there's something similar to this in this movie that helps you understand. It's the premise is that if you begin dreaming within the dream, you go deeper, and if the dreamer's dreaming, then you're the deepest you can go or something like that. But it does feel like that. It feels like we're trying to wake up so we can then wake up, right? It's like otherworldly, swirly stuff. So I was going to ask you some questions, Guardian.
Yes.
A lot of people are kind of feeling funky right now, and we've established that. Uh, what's what's some of the best things that people can do to help ground and to help, like, I mean, grounding is something that we all know we need to do, but is there something more that we can add to that list that would be helpful for people who are struggling right now? Because there's quite a few of us out here that are having some really noticing this energy, right?
Yeah, like I can't say I'm struggling with it, but I'm also feeling it. And yeah, I'm also having parts of the day when I'm having difficulty navigating it. So
Yeah.
you're not alone. Yeah, like I know, like working with nature is great. Taking rests if you can is awesome. And yeah, like sometimes I find that like nothing helps. It's just like so potent and I wouldn't say overwhelming, but it's just like the things that are coming in are like so intense that I just can't really like them.
Right.
I can't overcome it or I can't I don't know like bypass it. I don't know. I just try to move along with it as best as I can. Or try to rest. Like resting really does help.
Right. A lot of us don't remember that that's something that's really helpful, and
Yeah.
that we help ourselves and others when we give ourselves the common decency of being gentle with yourself like you would anybody else. Being gentle with yourself like you would just expect anyone else to do. Um, because you can't feed from an empty cup anyway, right?
Yeah.
I think that's why people are getting headaches too. I remember when I went through a period where I got them kind of regularly, and I asked why in spirit, because I noticed then I would close my eyes and they would get better, but as soon as I opened my eyes, it would be uncomfortable again. And they said what it is there. I was too distracted, my eyes open, so that like my guides were getting me to close my eyes so they can give me the download that I needed.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, I learned to jump ahead and be like, okay, I need regular resting periods. Whether or not I'm actually sleeping, I'm napping. My eyes are closed, and I'm just in this restful state. And I can receive downloads at this time. These are my open hours for spirit, right? And so I don't have to worry about it. Helps. It really does.
Okay. Well, good to know. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, like you said, being in nature as much as you can, mineral salt is something that's really useful, using natural herbs and like herbal remedies, such as, having salad, like eating regular, live food really helps a
Yeah,
lot.
we finally reached the phase that we can actually harvest stuff from our garden. We had some fresh green onions today with um, some kind of local made cow cheese or something. It was excellent with some sea salt. Really
Awesome.
good stuff. Yeah. We also have some salad, and finally, the slugs have appeared again. They also love salad too. So,
Yeah. Yeah. So do you do the escargot? Do you eat slugs? Is that what
oh
you said?
God,
Okay, so I
no.
was I, I was reading Rose Matter while you
I
were
mean, I
talking.
probably already ate a few like accidentally
All
because like
right.
they're like really small ones and they're like in everything. But
Yeah.
I know I try not to eat them. So
Yeah.
maybe it's no extra protein.
If I ever have, it's been an accident. It's not
Yeah.
something that
Like we
I've
found a pretty good way to like keep them away from the garden, like keep the grass as short as you can. And very early on in February, I found some kind of, I mean, it's not poison, but people use poison around here, which is not good because that shit gets into the soil. You eat it too.
Yeah.
Like it's dissolving and it goes into the soil. And also, like everything else eats it, that will die too. So
Right.
That's not very good for anyone. And I found a very good solution. Like it's ecological slug poison. Like if anyone has problems, like check it out. It's really good. Like it only has like iron and phosphate in it. It's plant food basically. And it's like mixed with something, some enzymes that slugs really love. So they eat it, and basically all the things that it does, that iron phosphate kills their digestive system. So basically they starve to death. But like nothing else that eats the poison, or the dying slug will die from it.
Huh.
Because like many times you also kill birds with that damn thing. So
Right.
even or predators, the folks that would actually like keep your garden clean, you also kill them with that damn
Right.
slug poison too. Yeah. So there are
Right.
great solutions, but yeah, like you have to do some digging because they're not very evident.
I never really had much of a slug problem, but I've heard that beer is a really good option for that too. Same
Oh,
concept.
we tried everything here.
It didn't work, huh?
Oh yeah, I mean they like it, but when you have, I mean, on average, I've seen some kind of, I don't know, like some kind of presentation. On average, like a normal garden has like 14,000 slugs in it. So giving them some beer doesn't really do much. Or collecting them. I mean, you can still do it because it does something, but when you have them in their thousands, like
Yeah, yeah, I gotcha.
no.
Yeah, just where I've spent most of my life, it's not been really much of an issue. So if people have
Mhm.
slugs, it's not
Oh, good
much.
for you. You're very lucky. Actually, have a
Yeah,
lot.
I hear that they have it a lot in uh the UK as well. Like,
Yeah, I mean, they like moisture and
mhm,
cold places. We really like that. Like the other
right.
good solution that you can is like find something that eats them. For example, some Vietnamese ducks love them. They collect them. They're really good, but they're not compatible with our dog. So we
Uh,
tried that and it didn't work. We just traumatized all the ducks.
oh yeah, gosh, I can imagine that would be
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, like another great solution is, for example, you can buy, and I think it's from the UK, like you can buy like a powder which contains bacteria in it that you can like dissolve in water. And it basically contains some kind of, I don't know what's that in English, some kind of parasite or little worm that loves slugs. You can't see it with the open eye, but you spray it all over the place, and it will search for the slugs and infest them and
Wow,
reproduce in them. So basically, it's some kind of biological countermeasure that you can do against them.
that's cool. Good to
Yeah, and
know.
after the slug dies, they move on to the next target. So
Huh, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest issue that we have around here is like aphids and stuff like that. But that's you can buy a bag of ladybugs and just let them loose around your garden, and
Mhm.
they get going, and you're set.
Yeah, like have a lot of
Nematodes,
flowers and dandelions. Like ladybugs thrive on dandelions. So
right? Yeah, yeah. And I just
okay.
love that. What was that?
Yeah. Yeah, like let's go back to spirituality and energy.
Yeah,
I
yeah. We kind
went into gardening very
of.
hard. Yeah.
I did want to. I was excited to hear that you just started to do sessions again. The last time I asked you in our live, I I told everybody that you didn't do sessions, and
Mhm.
that's been a long enough time ago that I'm not. But you offer sessions now. What are your sessions like?
Yes, like for anyone who has been sticking around for years, like we've been doing like energy healing, remote healing, and also channeling sessions. And before that, I was doing QHHT regression therapy, basically. And I felt like it's like really starting to get like stale or like didn't really resonate with me at that time. So I kind of stopped for quite some time. And now it took like a new form, and I started doing something very new. which is like combining deep inner work with intuitive art, like merging two fields into one. And basically how it works, like there are like two parts to it. The first part is like completely free, like it's like an hour or 90 minutes session where we talk about like what is the ideal version of you, like the higher version of you, the highest timeline, however you want to call it, and like do you envision that? What does that look like for you? What does it feel like for you? What is your life going to be when you're in that ideal future version of yourself? Because like many people don't do that. Like many people say like, hey, I want to be happy, or I want to be successful. And like, okay, but that's like such a vague and like broad concept. Like, how does that look for you? Like, how do you apply that, or how do you see yourself in that ideal state?
Right.
That is the first part. The second is working through blockages, like seeing what is actually holding you back from reaching that higher version of you. Like, what are the roadblocks? In some cases, it's not even apparent, but like through conversation and like going deep, things come to the surface. And afterwards, we do a deep dive, like very similar to like an energetic healing or activation. In a deep trance state, we do a energetic cleansing, like usually as we do it during our meditations. That probably takes about like 20 minutes or half an hour of just like purifying, cleansing the body, and like putting everything back into perfect order. So you're clear, you're grounded, and you're in a perfectly aligned state to actually do more deeper inner work. And in that divine state, we look forward, like see that future version of yourself, and like merge with it and like bring it back into the now moment, feeling it inside your body, and just like integrating that future version of yourself inside of your body, and like making it tangible in the now, almost like creating like a bridge between the ideal you from the future and like bringing it here in the now, like making it tangible, making it present. So yeah, and also like many teachings, it says that like if you like have an inspiration to like do something, or like have a specific way of life, like it's already there for you. You just have to like fine tune yourself to really make it manifest. And like this practice helps you like make it manifest much more quickly. Like this is the first part, and like this is completely free for anyone who wishes to sign up. And the second part is creating an activating painting, or a power painting, however you want to call it, which is like based on the themes that you wish to embody, and also what we've experienced during the session. And like it can contain things that are important to you or what you would like to see. But in better part, it's like I just like sit down in a meditative state, and I just see like what comes through, and like do something pretty with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's a completely optional version or part of the entire experience.
That's awesome.
No, thank you.
Wow. And so this is how to contact him if anyone wants to. This is his Facebook.
Yeah, or just you can send me an email. Basically, I think that's. You can go to any of my videos on YouTube, and just simply, like each description of each of my videos has my email address in it. That's also a relatively easy way of doing it. Yeah, I can also like share my email address here too. If you want to copy paste it,
I could do it. There we go. Wait, oops.
Yeah, just like go to my YouTube channel, and like every video, every event has my email address in the description. You just have to look a bit.
This is the one I have. Is this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, that's the old one. Or you can write in that one too if you want to.
Yeah, that was just what I grabbed off of my. Do you want
okay.
Not? Is this not the one you want shared?
I mean, you can write on that one too. I usually check it every day, so it's good.
So I guess I should have asked. I didn't. I just assumed this was to you. My apologies. And then, so let me just get this straight. So that first part, oh, there it is. The first part of the session that you said that part's free.
Yes.
Wow. There we go.
Yeah. Oh, it's a much longer. Yeah.
That's awesome. So, and I just, when I heard you were doing sessions again, I got really excited because, like, there were, there's been a handful of people over just recent months where I always think of Guardian, guys. Like, I had my own experience doing a session with him. It feels like a freaking lifetime ago now,
Yeah.
but it really wasn't that long ago if you look at time as time is supposed to look anyway. But I could tell you that night and day experience. I was different completely over, like, within 72 hours. I was an entirely different person. And I'm not saying that I changed who I was. I was able to be who I am, and I had blockages and things that were preventing me from being able to do that. And by having a session with Guardian, that was unblocked, and that began the venture that became higher vibrations. Really, So I mean, I'm not somebody who goes out and says this is someone you ought to connect with, unless I really mean it, and so therefore I don't suggest people very often. However, Guardian is one I would. If anyone is interested in, what it was for me is the session with Guardian released what ended up turning out. I had some extreme dysphoria that I didn't know was even there. And like within a couple of days, I noticed my own reflection in the mirror, and I was shocked that someone else was looking at me. And it turned out it was me. I had not even seen what I looked like my whole life. Like there was some weird, I know, but a lot of people relate to the dysphoria stuff. And having a session with Guardian, literally within 3 days, I've noticed my life improving markedly every day since. So thank you, Guardian. And this is his contact information. So I strongly encourage anyone who's wondering about it. The first part of the session you offer for free. I just can't get over that. That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, we live in crazy times, so I'm doing a crazy offer.
That's awesome. And these paintings behind you are some of the examples of what you were talking about, isn't that right?
Yeah, exactly. Although I have like these are previous paintings. I'm working on the first painting that was commissioned last week. So exciting times, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, well, thank you. And again, this is his Facebook for anybody who is wanting to find another means of contacting him. Through this means that you could contact him through the messenger. I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, like you can write a DM or give me a friend request.
Right.
And also, if you share something like who you are, that even helps a lot, because like YouTube avatars and usernames don't really translate to Facebook ones. So if you write and you don't say who you are, I probably won't know.
Right. Yeah.
Just reach out. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, because then you got your street name versus like your handle and stuff, right?
Yeah, it's like 64 and 64 or something.
Right. There's a question in the audience that I haven't gotten to. We haven't grabbed yet, but I feel like this is a really good question. Does anyone know how to kill pneumonia's bacterias in the lungs other than with antibiotics? I have my answer, but do you have anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I have zero information on it.
Okay, so I've gotten into this whole like kick of this herbalist. I am not a doctor. I am not registered in any places. I'm figuring stuff out as I go as a single mom who's a stay-at-home mom with a homeschool kid. You know what I mean? And uh, uh, what I do know, a lot of it has come from my upbringing and things like that. But Mullen is huge when it comes to lungs, throat, like even the ears. If you have earaches or different kind of stuff going on with the ears, Mullen will solve that too. You can either choose, I'm sure there's other options, but the two that I pick from, make a tea out of it, or use it as a smoke to smoke it, or burn it nearby you and like breathe it as it's burning. It doesn't, it's kind of punky, how it like just poofs off a bunch of smoke. So it's something that really does help. But with that, you want to remember not to only use the Mullen, but also hydrating the lungs through inhalation of vapors like steam. So you want to like heat up some water and put some type of, I usually put pine oil or rosemary as one I like to put in there, and just like old school style, put a towel over your head, bend your head over the steaming bowl of water, and take big long breaths, and rehydrate, because that's the other thing, is you want to be able to break up that stuff that's in the lungs so you are able to then cough it out, which the coughing out part is what the Mullen does for you. And the moisture helps it. You got to moisturize that stuff so it can move, because it thickens and hardens in your lungs. So there's my.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Maya said the same thing. Mullen. It's best if you smoke it. It is. It's weird. And when you smoke it, it's kind of like being next to a campfire. You're not like, if you have a history of smoking cigarettes, and just so you know, it's not like that. You don't want to take a big giant, inhalation of it. It's very gentle, and it's non-habit forming. It's just it's a healing remedy. So.
Kind of like does sage help with it? That also has some good anti-inflammatory and cleansing properties too.
Sage is known to be a antibacterial for the air. It doesn't really do a lot for solid stuff like in the lungs, but I would imagine that it wouldn't hurt anything. I just can't imagine someone sitting there trying to smoke to smoke sage, because it's such a strong smoke.
Yeah, it's very strong. Yeah. By the way, like I had some throat issues in the past week, and we have like two big like sage bushes in our garden, and I periodically went out, like dipped off a few leaves and just like chewed it in my mouth, and I kept it there for as long as I could, and it really helped. Like it pushed down the inflammation in my throat, so it's really good.
Awesome. Yeah. And it's even better if it's growing near to you, like growing in your local area. The closer something is growing to you, the closer to you as something is while it's growing, the better it will be aligned for your own needs. It's a whole thing, but it's called a biosphere. It's kind of fun little subject.
Yeah, like especially if like you live here, like nature connects with you more. And like I also heard like depending on like where you live, like pay attention to like what weeds are growing around the house and all that, because like most of them are some kind of medicine basically.
Right.
And like you could like observe like what you would need, because in many cases like the things that grow around the house are most likely than not some kind of remedy that you could be benefiting from. Like I noticed it also here on our end, and also like my parents-in-law. I don't know what it's called in English. It's some kind of weed. It's like it has like a very thick and like waxy leaves, and it's like spreading on the ground basically, and it's like going everywhere. and they were like struggling with getting rid of it because it was like popping up through the sidewalk and all that stuff, and it was like everywhere. And then I did some research and I found out it's some kind of heart medicine.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, like they had some issues with the hearts too, and like it was popping all across the sidewalk. It was growing next to the house. Like, here
Right.
you go, it's medicine for you.
I think I can't remember the whole word. It's PAR. I know what you're talking about. And people don't usually notice it. It's really high in vitamin C too, if I'm not mistaken, if it's the same plant that we're both talking about, the same plant.
Yeah, I don't know what the name of it is, and I haven't seen
Yeah.
it for quite some time because they managed to get rid of it. So.
Uh, that's really true, though. I mean, and that's how I discovered cleavers, and that's how I discovered what there's a thing that grows around in this area called uh, purple dead nettle, and
Yeah,
um,
I think I know that. Purple,
mhm.
purple dead nettle. Oh yeah, there we go.
And it's really fascinating because so you know what a chain link fence is. It's like where there's these little thin like pieces of metal that make a fence that looks like a woven basket, but there's big spaces between them. Well, that's
Hmm.
what we have for our fences, for our neighbors all the way around us. What I'm saying is there's no true barrier from one yard to another, but for some reason this was growing only in our yard. And
Yeah,
I'm
like
like,
what does it do?
it turns out that one of its amazing abilities is it solves allergies.
Hmm.
So, like, it's a natural antihistamine, and if you just eat it when it's growing, it's usually a spring vegetation, so it's not usually once it gets hotter, you don't see it anymore for a while. Uh, but eating just a little bit of it. In fact, until just today, I have not been reacting to the local allergens that I've been having affect me quite a lot since I've moved here. And
Hmm.
also in the yard are these things called cleavers, and the
Oh, what is
cleavers
it?
is to solve CLEAVERS.
Oh yeah, I know that one. We have this one too. There's a certain part of our yard where these grow, usually among the big trees.
Yeah, you know what that's for?
No.
It it is the best thing to like restart or at least to continue the flow of precision with your lymphatic system. Most of what causes us issues is our lymphatic system.
Hmm.
Everything can be traced back to it. And if we are wiggling around, jumping hopscotch, moving like a child does, we don't usually have to worry about it. But as we get older and older and spend more and more time in front of a computer or whatever, we don't wiggle around enough. It gets stuck. That's also why when those areas that you do when we're tapping, those tapping spots are areas where the lymph nodes are at, but you have so many all over your body. Having cleavers, whether it's the drops or if you're eating it fresh, that will help the lymphatic flow in a way that is unmatched by any synthetic thing you can find on the market.
Hmm.
It's amazing. I feel 10 years younger when I started to use it.
Yeah, like also like last year, it was like constantly like coming to my attention that like energizing my lymphatic system or like cleansing it, and now this thing is growing in our yard.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you know what the other one is? It's like we have a lot of nettle plants, like crazy amounts of it. And yeah, I started last spring to drink tea from it, and wow, like nettle plants like cleanse your blood and clears a lot of shit out, and also has like an energizing effect too.
Right.
And yeah, it's really good for detoxing. Like it purifies your blood basically, which is a very important part of our system.
Right. Right. And if we don't clear it out, then it piles up, and then you end up with like cysts or lumps or whatever, right? And this helps keep the flow, right?
Yeah, like still what I haven't done is my dandelion root treatment for the spring. Like I usually eat it for a few days. Like it's really good for purifying your liver.
Yeah. You haven't done it
It's
yet?
yeah, it tastes horrible, but it's very effective.
You know, I actually will clean them off, the dandelion roots, and then I'll dry them out just in the window. And then I will like grind it down like you would coffee, and I'll drink it like coffee. And it doesn't taste as gross that way. Like, I mean, it tastes like a mild brew of coffee. It doesn't taste like what you usually taste. I,
Well, I just like dig it up, wash it under the sink, and just like
yeah,
eat it raw and fresh.
yeah. I mean, good for you. The sooner that you eat something after you harvest it, the better it is for
Yeah.
you. 100%.
Hmm.
In fact, cleavers, you can't dry those. Well, you can dry them. You lose like 70 something percent of its effectivity through the drying process.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Or you need like a big amount of it then to like have the same effect.
yeah, unless you make it directly into a tincture while it's still fresh,
Hmm.
which apparently is it. I've done it that way too. It's amazing how effective it is. Also, the other thing that a lot of us forget is that when we're feeling funky in our bodies, and I'm not the kettle calling the pot black or whatever, like I totally understand. Like I'll forget too also, but move, wiggle around, dance, hop around, be silly, dance weird on purpose, like be silly on purpose. It is how I usually go about it. And
Yeah, I just work out.
go ahead.
I
What?
just work out, like do push-ups and calisthenics.
Right.
Oh, we lost our connection, I guess.
What was that?
Are we back?
I
I
hear
think
you.
it's reconnecting. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you weren't
It said
gone.
it was like, yeah, it was like saying it's like losing connection.
Oh, weird.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to share like, yeah, like I do calisthenics and push-ups and cardio or something that really helps like to boost the energy of the body.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
great for detoxing too. So yeah, the more you
Right.
move, the more the body is like activating itself to like clean the stuff out from your system.
Do you go to a gym, or do you do it like what kind of exercise do you
Yeah,
do?
like I
Push-ups?
did in the past, but since the lockdowns happened, I stopped. And after that, I realized that hey, like there are alternatives that I don't have to go to the gym. So I just use my own body's weight to do the all the exercises. I'm still
Calisthenics.
learning a lot through it, but yeah, like I made a lot of progress.
Awesome.
Yeah, like it was very strange because like I was used to working with weights, so I wasn't completely like zero on like fitness level. But when I first started like using my own body weight of like just like hanging and trying to do something while your entire body's weight is supported by just your hands, it
Yeah.
was like holy, it was like torture. I thought like my torso is going to like rip in two or something. But yeah, it's really effective because it's like you do a lot with just one or two exercises. If you just like go to the gym and like use those machines, they just like work a specific part of your body. But in order to like be able to like support your entire body's weight and like do something with it, like you have to move a lot, almost like everything.
Yeah.
So it's really, really effective. And it's also like training your balance too, because you need to like stabilize your body while you're hanging or doing something just on your hands because like just like wobble all around and it's can be even dangerous if you're not paying
Right.
attention.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a bunch of videos, people making free content about it too, like that I've been following lately.
Yeah, that's how I learned too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good stuff on the internet.
Yeah, it's called calisthenics. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right.
Yeah, it's some kind of Greek word. I don't remember like what it means exactly. Something with movement and aesthetics, I think. So
Yeah, there it is. Calisthenics. Um, Hybrid calisthenics is the one that I've been following forever.
Mhm.
He's really a fun little personality. I enjoy him. But yeah, it's the art of you. It's basically Tai Chi. It's Tai Chi. It's a version of it's similar to what we understand what Tai Chi is you're tightening your muscles and using your muscles as you're moving in simple ways, and it's a similar concept. Though, like any kind of movement, honestly, if you're dancing while you're sitting down and you don't normally do stuff like that, good job, good job. Do whatever it is that you're able to get yourself to do, and you'll find that you'll feel so much better, because your body's able to get rid of all the garbage that you've been carrying around and making you feel funky, you know and Cleavers does assist that, though. I mean, nothing's better than just moving around. So sometimes your body will know how it wants to move, almost like channeling, but with movement. Is this something you'd like me to share?
no, I don't know, like the connection is breaking again.
Oh,
Okay, I think it says it's stable now. So sorry for the disruption.
no, it doesn't actually. On our end, you can see, I can see
Hmm.
you and hear you just fine. Like, it doesn't disrupt our conversation at all. Oh, I see. It's a natural word for cleavers. Gallium
Oh yeah, I
aspirine.
just wanted to send it over. Like, is?
That's it. That's it. Yep. Goosegrass. I've heard them called hitchhikers, clingers on.
Yeah, like also in Hungarian it says "ragadós gólaj," which means it's like sticking to you. And I also, when I was just like de-weeding it, it was like so frustrating because this was like holding on to like everything,
Yeah.
like almost like, so that's it. Okay, we have that one here too. Okay.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
to know.
Most people are really annoyed by it, but this is the cool. So yeah, a lot of people understand it or recognize it by its nature, how it sticks to you when you go into the brush and stuff. And we see that usually, um, as like an annoying thing, but it's naturally drawn to you to get, because when you have stuff on your skin, especially if you're sweating at all, your pores will absorb that. That's why we are more aware about what we're putting on our skin and different types of like uh, lotions and things like that. We've become more aware of it because it could cause. Anyway, isn't that fun though? It naturally connects itself to our body, so we will. Uh, it helps us, so it improves. What we got here, marigold.
Yeah, like it's calendula. I don't know like what's in English. Yeah. Yeah, like this is
Calendula.
also, yeah, it's also like a miracle plant. We doesn't grow here naturally, but we always have a lot around. Like just like spread the seeds. They're amazing. So
Right.
speaking of like lotions, like they're excellent for regenerating your skin. Like you
Yeah.
can also buy just, I think it's just the plant, the flower itself, and just like Vaseline, just like smear together into like a lotion. It's very simple, but it's insanely effective. Like it regenerates like wounds completely, even if it was like a big burn or some kind of tear or like big scar. Like if you apply it in time, it will regenerate to the degree that you won't even notice that there's a scar or anything.
Awesome.
Anyway, yeah, and you can also drink it. Like I make tea of it periodically too. And it does basically the same thing from the inside. It's like regenerating you from the inside as well.
That's so cool. Yeah. Here, I'm trying to grab so I can hear it. I wanted to show the pic. Oh, wait. Now I'm in the wrong one. Oh, now I'm right. That's right. I want to share this picture so people know what you're talking about. This is just
Yeah,
really
but
cool.
there is just one version of it. Like we here have at least like 5 in our yard and in our garden.
Yeah. It's this here.
This is just one. This is like a very simple version. Like we have that has like almost like a huge flower. You can't even see the middle of it. It has in different colors, nuances, with much more petals.
Can you see the expanded version? Yeah, you can.
Yes.
It's so cool how many flowers have healing properties, you know? There's just so many flowers. And there's a reason for them to exist the way that they do, you know? Something my grandfather used to always say is a weed is a plant you just don't know what to do with yet.
Yeah.
You know? And how many of the most healing things we have available to us are classified as weeds? You know?
And also,
Yeah.
like regarding the dandelion, like they are super good for us too. But like many people consider it as a weed and like try to like get rid of it. And also, it's medicine for the soil as well, because
Yeah.
dandelions only appear in places where there is a huge calcium deficiency or the soil is unhealthy,
Yeah.
or it's like very clumped together or very hard. And it grows there to like heal the soil, basically.
Yeah. It irrigates it. It breaks it up and opens it up, and then other things can grow there.
Yeah.
And I went down this big rabbit hole, Guardian, with you. Actually, it was in 2020 when all of a sudden they started outlawing things, and people were getting penalized and getting tickets to appear in jail later on when lockdown was over, because they were growing in doing things in their yards that were against the law. We just didn't even realize it, you know, because people weren't doing like one of the things was you weren't allowed to, there's many different laws in every different place you'll live in the country and in different countries. But this one was that it was against the law to grow a food laden garden in your front yard. If you couldn't conceal it and hide it from your neighbors, then it was considered an eyesore and penalized in a federal court.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Right? I was like,
I guess like your neighbors were offended that you were growing food in your own yard.
Yeah,
something.
it became a thing. And then the dandelions, it is against the law too. Like there's a whole thing about that. And how many different healing properties do dandelions have? You know, for it to be considered, like they're putting effort and tax money into making sure people don't have access to it. You know, it's like, wow. It's really a fun thing to be able to realize that everything we've been taught up to now has been a bunch of baloney, but it's also kind of like, oh my gosh, everything we've been taught up to now has been a bunch of baloney. So where do you start? You know, and one thing at a time, I guess. Right?
Yeah.
So, just for those joining in, I see that we've been having fluctuating audience. I'm just going to remind you guys, this is how to contact Guardian. This is his email address. And I think, oh, there it is. And here's also his Facebook here. So Guardian is doing sessions again. There's an hour to 90 minutes of the session to begin with the session, I guess, which is a free thing that you offer. Is that right?
Yeah, like it's a free transformational session that you can have, aligning with your higher self and integrating it.
That's awesome. Higher self alignment sessions. It's something that's just so hugely impactful and beneficial that I implore any one of you out there wondering, um, that about it, to check, to connect with Guardian, and find this venture together, because I mean, I spent 40 years with dysphoria, and after having done a session with Guardian, within 3 days it just broke away, and I got to start to see the person in the mirror that was always looking back, but I never saw her. It was the most bizarre thing. I used to dodge mirrors, man. Like, there
Oh,
was a whole thing. I still don't turn on the mirror when I go in the bathroom, because there's no reason. Well, I still don't understand why people turn on mirrors in the bathroom, honestly. I don't, I mean, not turn on lights, I mean, why people turn on a light in the bathroom. It's like, I don't know.
so like I mean, not usually, I never turn on the lights when I go out into the bathroom when it's nighttime or the evening.
Yeah.
It's like, because like I don't want to wake up, and I
Right.
need only a very little light to actually navigate in the dark. And my wife like freaks out whenever she like comes in.
Oh, you scare
Yeah,
her?
like there's everything silent and everything is dark, and all of a sudden she enters and there's this big dude in the dark, and that's
That is so funny.
yeah.
I've had
She
that
wakes
happen.
up instantly. Yeah.
Yeah. Where people, and then they get mad at you and turn the light on and then leave. It's like, dude, turn it back off. There's a reason this wasn't on.
Yeah.
That was funny. Yeah. Yeah. So, but to the point, the amount of healing that I received from the session that I had with you, Guardian, has been a lasting, joyful experience. And I just want to say thank you again for what you offered to me all those years ago. It feels like it's been a lot longer, and it feels like it's been much more recent. I don't even feel like it happened in this lifetime, honestly.
And
But
that's why I wanted to say it's like it's been another
yeah,
another version of us, or I don't know,
that was in
in
the
another
early
lifetime.
20 period, wasn't it?
And which I'm sorry.
It was February of 2021. I remember it was my brother's birthday.
Hmm. Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And again, if anyone is
Yeah.
interested, contact Guardian. Um, I'm assuming you probably want to wrap this up because it's really late your side of the planet.
Hmm.
Is there anything else you want to share before we finish this call?
I mean, no, I'm just happy we had this like surprise inflow of gardening and herbalism.
Yeah,
We didn't really talk about this in the past few years, so
it's fun. I love gardening. I'm obsessed. I really am. Like, to, in fact, before I even started talking with you years ago, Guardian, I was playing with the idea of doing a YouTube uh, page back. I think I was doing it on Facebook a little bit, but I was called the Fumbling Gardener, and it was showing people how to uh, like trial and error your way when you're living off grid. But the problem is I was off grid and I couldn't post stuff because I didn't
uh-huh.
have it. But that was my first, like, I love it. I'm so into it. And anytime that you want to come back and talk about this stuff, so again, we could really help people, with just the knowledge of, like, not only how to assist your garden, but the things that you can do in your garden that will assist you. Like, this natural living is the way to go. It's not new age, it's the oldest of age.
Yeah,
Way
like
of
it's
being.
really beneficial. Yeah. And also like if you live in a city, like it helped me too. I mean, I didn't have a garden, but I know like I had like two aquariums and a lot of house plants, and even created a terrarium, or I
That's
think it
right.
was a yeah, terrarium. And
Terrarium.
yeah, it just like helps so much because like most of the time I was just like stuck in the house with like work and all that stuff, and like doing something with the soil and like growing stuff and like tending to all those living things, just like a breath of fresh air, and just like yeah, like it really helped like process all the being inside the city feeling. It was really good.
Yeah. letting stuff grow, touching green things, having green things around you. That's why people find so much healing in the spring when everything goes green. You
Hmm.
know, like I 100% agree with you. The easiest thing that I found to grow indoors for the winter months, especially, is get a sweet potato. That thing will grow and it'll spread all over your kitchen or whatever window you got it in. And yeah, maybe it's not going to serve you a lot of edible purposes, but provides you with the green that we all need to have life growing beside us, for
Hmm.
sure. Yeah. Well, thank you, Guardian. This has been a really fun conversation.
Thank you.
And I look forward to meeting up with you again in the near future.
Yeah, that will be probably in June, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. And quickly to say, oh, thank you for saying June. I can't believe I didn't do this. We are having a
Oh, yeah,
retreat.
yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
June, oops, I just closed the chat. Where did it go? There it is. June 19th, 20th, and 21st. If you are interested and would like to join us for this retreat, this is the website. If you want to, just here he is. If you want to click that and find, just explore a little bit what we're doing, it's going to be an amazing gathering. I'm going to go live again within the next 24 hours somewhere, and kind of go a little bit more in depth of what we're offering. It's becoming even better than I expected, honestly. So just letting you all know that this is going to be an amazing thing. There's 7 tickets left. There's 7 out of 33 tickets left. So if anyone else wants to come, now's your time to jump on that. So I look forward to seeing all of you who have already purchased your tickets. We're being joined by Erin Brown, the Human Schumann. She'll be coming in from Consciously Erin to be part of the whole event. It's going to be really cool. So if you're interested, please go to www.highervibrationswithan8.com. So, and then again, here is Guardian's information. This is how to contact him.
Okay. Yeah, like congrats on doing the retreat. Very cool. Like, have you tried that you have like signal or cell phone reception there?
You know what? I haven't actually, because it not sent. I had a really messed up phone, and my phone kind of blew up a few days ago, and so. But I will find out now that I have a working device
Yeah.
again. But from the reports of the person we're renting the venue from, this is a sacred site that like she only ever has people like monks and like
Wow.
a yoga retreat, meditation retreat kind of people come to her site. There's only one server that's available that can receive a signal out there, and I didn't recognize the name of that service. So we probably won't, but I do know that the one building that the we're staying in, only the host is supposed to stay in there. It's a thing. There is internet in the basement. So if I can like figure out a way, we'll figure it out a way. But if not, we won't be able to stream. We will for sure be capturing content for sharing later on though.
Hmm. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, you could just like ask around in your community if any tech-oriented people like you like could help out with that issue.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
because
there is a solution.
I'm not that person. My ability for my tech abilities is just not, especially now everything's gone AI. If I know AI is talking to me, my brain stops listening. Like, like there's not a soul behind it. I can feel it, the blank, and I just can't listen. I don't do it on purpose. It's not me being mean. I just can't. It doesn't work.
Yeah, I also like try to like whenever it sense like after 1 or 2 minutes that this like video or information is like was generated, I'm like, okay, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's the point?
Yeah, that's a whole that would be an interesting topic to talk about sometime.
Yeah, like it feels like there's nothing there, or I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, it really does. It feels like You're talking to a wall, and why would you ask a wall how they're feeling? I don't know.
I mean, if you want to reflect, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Now
There's a
what?
lot of these content creators that are using the AI engines for like chat GPT kind of style, asking about the cosmos and stuff. And I think to myself, are we
Like,
teaching them how,
yeah.
like, yeah. Anyway,
Oh well.
you have to get going. Thank you so much once again for being on the show. And very sometime next month, Guardian and I will also be doing another one of the. I know a few of you've responded. I wrote the time for our thing on Monday, and many people showed up after we got done, Guardian. So
Oh.
my fault. I'm sorry, guys. I cut and paste, and back then it was before daylight saving had happened to everybody. So if you guys are interested and you're sad that you missed it, Guardian and I will be doing that again. We do it about every month. So we
Mhm.
haven't decided on a date, but when we do, we'll let y'all know. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really neat. All right. Well, sending all of you so much love. Thank you once again, Guardian. Aho blessings.
Be well.